Welcome to Kettlebell Fundamentals Level Two. Just a quick recap. In Level One, we learned all of the things that you're going to need to know and practice in order to get ready to pick up a kettlebell. So we learned everything that happens before training with a kettlebell as far as movement, breathing, core stabilization, and basic exercises that create motor patterns that are going to be extremely important before you progress. So that's where we left off. Now into Level Two, we are here, the parameters for Level Two: strength phase, extrinsically loaded. Okay, what does that mean? Extrinsically loaded. Level One was all intrinsic load, your own body weight. Now we're using an extrinsic load, in this case, a kettlebell. Strength phase, what I mean when I say strength phase is that we're not moving into the power phase quite yet. We're going to move at a tempo within all of these exercises that does not put momentum onto the kettlebell, as a lot of exercises are known for, and that you've probably seen before, where we move into putting momentum and power into the kettlebell. We're not going to be doing that until Level 3. So Level 2 is all strength phase exercises where the tempo is slower and more controlled to give our nervous system the opportunity to really dial down and perfect these patterns before speeding them up. And your nervous system has to coordinate multiple things in a much shorter period of time, okay? Something else that happens when we move from the strength phase into Level 3, the power phase, is that we have a much greater, what we call force generation sequence. That becomes much more complicated, the force generation sequence. As a result of that, the nervous system, again, is having to do far more simultaneously in a shorter period of time. So for that reason, we really want to dial down in this level and make sure that you are moving through all of these various exercises with excellent technique, so that when we do start integrating them a little bit more using that force generation sequence, and when we do start to speed them up, where your nervous system not only has to integrate them, but also do that in a very short period of time, that you have created the foundation that you're going to need to be able to perform at that level. It's much more challenging than you might think. So learn these exercises and perfect them in the strength phase in preparation for that. With this said, it's important to remember that Level 2 is no joke, and these exercises will get more and more challenging as you go through the level. And by no means does it mean that these exercises are going to be simple. Some of them will be much more simple because you've already practiced bending and squatting and lunging. So where we're just adding a kettlebell to those movements, it's going to translate pretty quickly and easily. But there will be other things that we're going to be learning in this level that will be much more technical and much more challenging. So just be prepared for that as you progress through the level, it will get to be quite challenging. And if you're concerned that we're not moving fast enough, please understand there's going to be plenty of challenge as the level progresses, okay? So keep that in mind. A couple of other points before I finish this video, this introduction. I'm going to put variations of each exercise in the videos. So if I give a deadlift, I might give 3 or 4 different variations of the deadlift, as opposed to creating multiple videos for a deadlift, okay? So that'll make the duration of the video slightly longer, but I'm going to really try to keep the videos as short as possible while still providing variations, okay? Because I don't want to create multiple videos for different variations. Next thing I want to tell you is I am not baking redundancy into this teaching, okay? What I mean when I say that is, by the time I'm teaching you how to snatch a kettlebell, I'm going to assume that you've done the Level 3, which is learning how to do the one-arm swing and the clean and all of those things. When I'm teaching you how to do those, I'm going to assume that you've done the Level 2, which is the deadlifts and all of the other exercises there. I'm not going to teach the kettlebell snatch as though you've never gone through any of this teaching and I'm teaching you from the very beginning. As a result of this, I'm not going to be fixing deadlift problems when we're learning how to kettlebell swing. We're going to assume those problems are going to be solved. I'm going to say, this is a deadlift. These are the differences. These are the things that you're going to be doing in a swing that you didn't have to do in the deadlift. Make these changes, adjust here and here. These are common mistakes. Boom, okay? But I'm not going to be teaching every single exercise from the ground up. It's really important for you to understand that, because by the time we get up to that snatch or the kettlebell swing and it's only a 6 or 7 minute video, when really it could be a half-hour video or longer, you know why. Okay, I want to keep these videos brief for your sake, which means go through the progressions one at a time. Don't jump into the middle of the training and say, oh, this is not giving me the information I need. No, you're progressed too far, back up, and everything you need to know is in the teaching. I'm just not baking redundancy in every single step for your sake. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in level 2.